Counselor? There's a raccoon stuck in the vending machine.
That's so annoying. I wanted a snack.
Welcome to Trail Mix.
Our mini episodes from Camp Counselors podcast.
Each week, the stories come from you, our Camp Shady Birch campers.
We want to hear your juicy gossip,
Top secret confessions,
embarrassing and scary stories,
and sprinkle in our sage counselor advice.
Trail Mix is for the campers.
And God, do we love ya. Hey, happy campers! Welcome back to Trail Mix.
This is our mini episode. You're not going to believe how cute she is, but you're going to find out in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, she's so bite-sized. Oh my God, I need a second one.
I feel like anytime I get the fun-size candy, i.e. for Halloween, I'm just eating maybe 3 times the amount of the suggested serving size, which is also 3 times the amount of a king-size bar.
You've been eating a lot of Twix, and I need you to be public and honest about it. Like, just speak your truth and say which side are you, left or right.
No, I can't speak my truth because my truth has been spoken for me. But I'm gonna say I'm a middle girl.
That's not true. Last night you said out loud, "I am team right."
Did I say that?
Yes, and I was like, that's because you're right-handed, because I'm only team left because I'm left-handed.
Oh, that's the one that I grabbed first.
Okay.
But the ones that we're eating are only 1 bar in each.
I was a Twix girl for many years, but lately I think I overate it. I think I overindulged.
Yeah.
And now they're not hitting for me like they used to. Before that, I was a big Three Musketeers guy.
Ew.
You say that, but
that's the one with the marshmallowy.
It's not marshmallow. It's they call it nougat. That's not true.
I thought nougat was crunchy.
No, I don't know what it's whipped.
Yeah.
You don't like anything whipped.
No, I'm like, it's a waste.
You like to be whipped. I'm joking. That was crazy. No, because you're like, I do, and then he's all talk, you guys. Camper Jonathan's all talk. He thinks he's into it, and then you do it once, and he's like, that hurt. Don't ever do that again. I'm joking. No, but Three Musketeers, I'm a custard girl. Does that not track?
No, that does track. I like whipped butter, and that's it. Only because of its spreadability. But I'm still going to need twice the amount because that's what's going to make a whole thing of butter.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, enough fun-sized candy talk. I just had quite the exciting morning.
Tell them all.
I was on a podcast. The podcast is called Sister Wives. Love should be multiplied, not divided, with hosts Ace and Caitlin Fanning, a married couple.
Loves it. I heard you cackling and giggling. I could literally hear you stomping your feet on the ground from downstairs.
Oh, I was living. So our rep at Podcast One, Kirsten, was on she works for Podcast One. So like podcasting is her life, right? So she was on the charts and she was on the film and television category. You're on the comedy channel if you're curious, campers, because you like to giggle, because you all are silly bitches out there. Love that. But their show is on the category of film and TV. So she's like, hey, I saw this show that charts really good. It's a Sister Wives like recap podcast. They've never had a guest before in their 180 episodes. But if you're interested, I would just send a cold call email being like, I have a guy, Zachariah, who's obsessed and would love to do it. So she reached out and they were like, yeah, he'll be our first guest ever on the show.
After 180 episodes.
They claim that people have commented about me on their show.
And they may have, because you are a diehard.
I'm in that community like nobody's business. I don't know if they're blowing smoke on my ass, but it is possible because I am known to be a Sister Wives connoisseur publicly.
Can I say something before you get into it?
Of course you can.
So I am not a Sister Swiftie.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
You don't have a name for yourselves?
We're called the Salsa Bravas.
The Salsa Brava gals. I watch it with you. I've only seen the last couple seasons.
You've seen a lot now, though.
I have seen a lot, but I'm not like as invested. Like I can see a family portrait and I can point out 4 people. None of them are the kids.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is a show. TLC is just so weird and crazy. But that is a show where more people than you think are watching it. And also the people who watch it don't watch it in passing. If you ask someone and they're like, yeah, I've seen like an episode. Like I only watch it in passing because I'm watching it with you. But the fans are the fans.
It's one of the longest running TV shows like in total right now. Like Grey's Anatomy #1.
The Simpsons?
No, it's like, so it's not like the longest, but it's like in the group of people, like shows that have been out for so many years. It's like it's hit that next chunk of time where it's like, oh no, we're on season 19.
With like, the same cast.
Yeah.
Literally, the only people who have left are the kids
and
the wives now.
Whoops. Well, it's interesting. He asked me on the show Ace said he was like, oh, did you do that TLC survey they sent to everybody? And I was like, no, I did not.
Yeah, who's everybody that they're sending it to?
Well, he got it.
Are you on the mailing list?
I'm not. And the survey was like, hey, we recognize that Sister Wives is one of our most watched shows on TLC, but we know that the fans are really upset with the show format. How can we make it better?
That is smart on their behalf on multiple levels.
Well, and they recognize it, that it's a huge show, but like as the fandom is upset because it's so poorly produced compared to Bravo.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The TLC producers, hello, wake up. You're asleep at the wheel. Some of the shots in the show, they're like shaking behind the camera. I'm like, are you good? No, once I get him a cracker.
Literally.
My God.
Or they'll have the girls film it. They're like, hey, film it yourself.
They film half the show on their iPhones. I swear
really
to God. And we're still watching because we're bought into this. So I just want to say, like, I have always known myself to be the biggest Sister Wives fan. To sit on a show for an hour and 30 minutes with a couple who are even more insane and diehard than I could ever be. Every joke, every reference, it was like, oh my God, it filled my cup like nothing else. To talk for an hour and a half uninterrupted about my favorite niche television show with people who get it, I'll never like get over it. It was like, and they were so gagged that I wanted to be on it. They were like nervous. And I'm like, baby, I'll come back every fucking week. I'm paid.
That's the conversations that you wish you could have with me.
Yeah.
Like so in depth.
With anybody.
So many references to something that happened on a season that I didn't watch, but I just smile and nod because I know it makes you happy. But that makes me so happy that you got to do that.
I'm so happy that they said yes. So as this airs, that's also already out. That comes out Sundays.
Oh, it comes out on the same day though.
Yeah, as the episode does. Yeah. So it's already out. Yeah, and they get the screeners from TLC to watch it early so that the episode can come out the same day. I will say their podcast is very snarky. Okay. It's borderline inappropriate. And
so you've been warned.
And some of the things I would not say because I was like, that's too crass for me to say. I will say, thinking back on what I said things that I didn't think I would ever say out loud. I said, I know Mary Brown is a freak in the sheets. And I'm like, why did I say that? That's so inappropriate. But like, they were pulling it out of me. Like those two, they had me roaring. They're a funny crew. They're a funny couple. And it was insane. And yeah, I just don't want to be held accountable for what I said on that show.
And that's not on that because you're a different person now than you were this morning.
But if you are a fan of the show, you're going to love their show if you haven't listened to it yet. Cause it's everything you want to say that you would never say out loud because you're like, that's a terrible thought. I'm going to hell. They're saying it. And apparently so did I. So check that out.
It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's on YouTube and obviously on
all the other platforms. Oh my God. And you're also going to see Zach Ryan in a place you've never seen him before.
Where?
My Chair.
Oh my God, I know. So if you watch on YouTube, Jonathan sits. Oops, sorry, that's the Ring doorbell. He's now fixing the light.
Okay, we have someone outside.
Just keep it on. You know what I mean? We're having work done on the house, not our house. We simply rent, but they're doing work on the house.
Having work done on the nose, all of it.
Well, I sit in a camp chair for the fun of it all, and it's awful for my spine.
By choice.
Yeah, well, I haven't found the right chair, and I won't just buy one to buy one.
Okay.
When the right chair comes, I'll do it.
We used to have comments that were like, why does Jonathan get the comfortable chair? I'm like, well, this was my chair. That was your chair. We had the opportunity, and what, I should suffer because he's suffering, or he should level up? Question mark?
I'm gagged. What can I say?
So you sat in my cozy little chair.
Oh my God, your chair is so comfortable. I can't believe I've been doing this for this long in a camp chair. I have a swooped spine right now.
Your SS.
What's it called?
Swoop spine.
No, what's it called when you have a spine issue?
Spina bifida.
No, you're thinking no.
Spinal fluid.
No, when you have the curvature of the spine. Speaking of that, Isabel had that on the show, Sister Wives, and Cody didn't go to the surgery because it was during COVID. So he didn't go to his daughter's spinal surgery. His daughter's spinal surgery.
I'll go on record and say I never want to meet Cody Brown ever because I wouldn't have anything nice to say to him. And I just like, I wish him no ill will.
I wish him the most ill will. What are you talking about? I wish him nothing but ill will.
I wish him the day he deserves. So.
Scoliosis was the word.
Oh, yeah.
I have scoliosis now. So I want to quickly just, before we get into the episode stories, I know this isn't about me, but I'm here. I'm on a mic. I'm sorry. I'm going to rank the 5 cast members in order now.
Okay. And
From lowest to worst.
if you guys don't watch Sister Wives, this is still important. So just keep note.
They all know what it is, though, even if you don't watch. And they know it because of me.
Mm-hmm.
So coming in at last place, always Cody Brown. It
Mhm.
has to be. Next, fourth place, Robin. Robin. I can't support her.
I'm sick of hearing about the fucking rocking chair, but this is not turning into I'm sorry. I'm going to keep my 2 cents to myself.
Yeah, you were on a podcast today.
No, I wasn't.
Number 3, Mary Brown.
Mm.
I love her bomber jackets. I love her whimsy. And I love that picture of her with a banana in her mouth.
Can I guess your number 2?
Yes.
Are we ranking right now?
Right now.
Your number 2 is Christine.
Christine has fallen.
I knew it.
She's getting a little obnoxious. She is. And Janelle's number 1. And Janelle, tried and true. Like an old sturdy ship. You know what I mean? You can count her to float.
Not you calling her an old sturdy ship.
That's exactly how I describe the woman.
She's trustworthy. Who is clapping?
That is the guy putting the lights in. There might be some chatter in the background. Well, I think he's drilling.
It doesn't sound like it sounds.
If it's isolated here and there, we'll keep going. If it gets excessive, we'll stop. But I think we need to get in today's episodes. I'm talking too much about not what we're here for.
Okay, so I've got a story from a camper about how AirPods both broke a camper's heart and saved her from years of wasting her time.
Okay. I have a camper confession from a high school gym teacher with a stinky secret.
And an international trip that caused a contagious commotion.
Let's get into it.
Get out of the water and onto the dock. You're not going to believe what I just heard. Welcome back to Gossip Doc. Towel off because we've got a lot to talk about. This is the segment where if you've got gossip, send it on in. It's usually about someone else, but it can also involve you. Sometimes it gets a little murky, like our lake water. It gets a little murky whether it should be a confession canoe or a gossip talk. This was submitted as a confession canoe, which it may have stated, but I'm putting it in gossip talk because I'm a counselor here and I make the rules. Do you have a clipboard? Okay, so what? You have a clipboard. I make the rules here. Okay, so our camper writes in, "Hey, happy counselors. Proud Cabin 5 member here, and I have a story about how AirPods both broke my heart and saved me years of wasting my time." She wrote the log line for me. I was like, that's great. Thank you. It was 2022. And I had been dating this guy for about 2 years. Let's call him Lucas. Lucas and I moved pretty quickly in our relationship. After about 9 months of dating, we decided to move in together. I feel like that's not that crazy. Like, I wouldn't do it, but I feel like that's not that kooky.
I've done it in 6 months.
Yeah. I know, but I couldn't help myself. I'm the type of girl who was ready to settle. I was 30 years old for sandwich's sake. Why have we never said that? For crying out loud, for sandwich's sake. Lucas is hot and he is sweet and he is very, very outgoing. Every time we went out somewhere, he always knew somebody and would stir up conversations with strangers at the bar constantly. It's like the mayor of the bars. We all know him. I never minded it though. It was endearing to me. He is also very business savvy and motivated. Always working, going out with guys from the startup company he joined, the works. But with that entrepreneurial spirit came phone calls. A lot of phone calls. He was constantly texting, emailing, calling, FaceTiming. And after moving in together, I started to feel like I was not on his list of priorities. And then Lucas started acting weird and kind of paranoid. Like if his phone rang or he got a text, he would jolt up and grab it. He went from leaving his phone on the coffee table when he was in a different room to having it attached to his hand. But it was just work stuff, right? Then came winter of 2022. We were sitting on the couch enjoying our alone time one Saturday afternoon when his phone rang. He looked at the screen and told me he had to take this. So he went outside, in the freezing cold, mind you. I don't know what possessed me, but I looked down and saw his AirPods on the coffee table.
Oh my God.
Call it a girl's intuition or refusal to stay in her own lane, but I decided to pop them in my ear to see who he was talking to.
Oh my God, who was it?
So
would that cancel him hearing?
Yes.
Okay, so he would know instantly if she made that choice that was happening.
Yes.
Okay.
So campers, I feel like everybody has AirPods, but if you don't have AirPods, basically like you put them in your ear, it's Bluetooth, so it'll cut the audio from a phone without having to do anything, and it'll send it directly to the AirPods. When you take them out, it sends it back to the phone.
That's ballsy.
That's ballsy, but she's like, I just had to do it. Okay, so where was I? I decided to pop them. Okay. If it was work, I could take them out and the audio would go back to his phone and sound like it was shitty service or something, which that makes sense.
That's what I thought.
But the voice on the other end of the line wasn't an ex-frat boy running a startup. It was a soft female voice.
Oh, it's so cold. You want to bring me hot chocolates? Oh, sorry.
The AirPod connected just in time for me to hear her possibly say, yeah, we could go there again, maybe tonight if you're free. It took everything in me not to say a word. Yeah, because if she says something like it, at this point she could.
What are we salvaging at this point? It's done.
After a short pause, the girl went on to say what sounded like, I just miss you. But I took the AirPods out so Lucas wouldn't notice that his phone had connected to the AirPods. My heart dropped. Was my boyfriend cheating on me? When he came back in, I immediately questioned who he was talking to. He said it was one of the guys at work. So off the bat,
Done.
even if this is somebody who was working there, there's a lie that you know. I wanted to cry. I wanted to punch him in the face. I wasted no time. It was like an instant reflex that I couldn't control. Who's the girl? I asked. He played it off like he didn't know what I was talking about. But then I told him I knew he was talking to a girl because I listened to the call on his AirPods. She's like, I don't even care. Jig is up. Who were you talking to?
Mm-hmm.
I alluded to hearing the entire conversation, even though I hadn't, but he flipped it on me. Like I was invading his privacy and that my behavior was crazy. This is for you. Well, I snuffed out that gaslight like he was about to be voted off of this island. He eventually admitted he was talking to this girl who was a potential hire for the company. Of course.
Bye.
I questioned why he wouldn't have just told me that in the first place instead of saying it was one of the guys. And he said, I knew you would overreact like you are right now if I said it was a woman. Our camper says he had an answer for everything. Okay, maybe he was right. I still had a sick feeling in my stomach. That night, when he fell asleep, I snuck over to his side of the bed and I grabbed his phone. The code that I knew did not work. So I tried his birthday, which did work. Men are stupid. No offense, counselor. That's okay. We take no offense to it. We got it. I checked his call log and there was a name I didn't recognize.
Gretchen.
We'll call her Rebecca.
Knew it was Gretchen.
I took a picture of his screen with my phone and closed out of everything, leaving no traces behind. I went to the bathroom and opened his Instagram, went to his followers, and found one account that matched the name Rebecca. She did not look interested at all to be a part of a startup company. Her last pic was on a beach somewhere in a bikini. I opened it, and guess whose username I saw liked it? Lucas. I saw everything I needed to. The next day, I confronted him again. This time, he caved. At first, he admitted that she was just a friend from a bar, but eventually I came to learn that he was in fact cheating on me with Rebecca. He had been doing so for months. I'll spare you the tears, but I left his ass, moved out, and never looked back.
Good for you, queen.
I'd like to thank Apple for creating the AirPod. Because without it, I may have ended up marrying a complete loser.
Amen, sis.
And to all the campers out there, don't let anyone gaslight you when they've been caught in a lie. Signed, the startup snoop in cabin 7.
Period.
That's crazy. That sucks. I'm sorry, but you went with your intuition and you're better for it.
No, and your intuition is always right.
Truly.
This is a really big secret. Thank God we're on a body of water. This is Confession Canoe. Welcome back to Confession Canoe. Confess your sins to your favorite counselors. We won't tell a soul.
Forgive me, counselor, for I've sinned.
We're telling everybody, I'm sorry, but we'll keep you anonymous. So as always, if you want to be a part of the show, you can write into campcounselorspodcast.com or send us an email at campcounselorspod@gmail.com. This story starts out, hey counselors, you know I have to tell you just how much I love you guys. You guys have gotten me through so many runs. Yes, runs. You read that right. It feels like we're on our own little running club. But seriously, I run ultra marathons, and a few weeks ago I ran 50 miles.
Congratulations.
That's fucking insane. The human body is insane. Campers, a normal marathon is 26 miles. This was double a marathon.
Oh my God, a double-thon. That's a double feature if I've ever heard of one. Is anyone running right now? Are you hydrating? What are you doing?
The only marathon I could do would be a telethon. Answer calls for charity.
Oh, or you could do a Sister Wives marathon.
Oh, I've done it. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. I was stacking up episodes for a few weeks prior because I knew I need you guys to have me giggling through those really tough miles.
Oh my God, you literally listened to us when doing the 50 miles?
That would make me stop.
That would
And
make
throw up.
Yeah. Or maybe she's like, they are just all over the place and a little too frantic.
That's good.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It keeps her at bay, like a steady ship.
Like coffee for the ears.
I like that. So this starts out. I have a confession to make. It starts way back when I was a little girl. I am stinky. And I'm not talking about BO. I'm talking gas. On a side note, thank God for my boyfriend. He is a saint putting up with my farts. I'm an SBD girly. Silent but deadly. So way back when my family was on vacation, on the plane ride home, little me was letting them rip over and over again. I don't remember much, but my parents tell me the entire plane was suffering. They told her that.
That's rough. Was she little when that happened?
Trust me, all. It was so bad that to this day, a family friend that wasn't even on the trip, just heard the story, still calls me Smog Bottom.
Smog Bottom.
Yeah, that sounds like someone who just watched Harry Potter and then wanted to make a little pun.
Yeah, so like a muggle was like, oh, good comeback, Smog Bottom.
Yeah, smog from LAX. It's the pollution. No, it's our camper farting on the plane.
That's really gross.
So fast forward 20 years, and I'm now in my mid-20s teaching high school physical education. Okay, gym teacher, come work here.
Wait, remember that story somebody wrote in? They were going for physical education and they had to go to that camp.
Yeah,
that was
she was
so
in Brooklyn.
crazy.
She was in Brooklyn.
Okay, I wonder.
We met her. She's at one of the shows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she came to the show.
Oh my God, I totally forgot that.
I didn't, because I love that story.
Any other physical ed teachers who had to go through a brutal camp, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Okay, sorry.
Well,
So
no, she's a gym teacher, mid-20s. Farts ripe as ever. So this has never stopped for her. She's just like really gassy queen.
Yeah.
And still just as silent as they used to be. I teach mostly freshmen, and one of my all-time favorite things to do is walk up to a group of freshman boys, start giving them some feedback on whatever sports we're playing, and let one silently rip, then walk away.
This is so dumb.
Oh my God, this is so stupid, but so funny. The reaction never gets old. First, their eyes start to dart around. Then, the grins and giggles come. After that, you see the fingers start to point. And once the fingers are going, the defensiveness and accusations don't stop. Consistently, over and over again, always the same reaction. It has me dying. It has me roaring. I added that. But being the brave soldier I am, I keep my poker face and hit them with the, boys, come on now. You're freshmen and you seriously can't handle someone letting out a little fart.
Now you gassing them out and then gaslighting them.
And all the while, it's stinky little me causing a scene.
That is maniacal.
This is maniacal. This is so maniacal. How they never suspect the mid-20s female teacher. Anyways, just wanted to confess and hopefully give you the little laugh that it gives me every dang time. Love y'all. Sincerely, Smog Bottom and Kevin 7.
I love that story. That is so funny. She's not harming anybody. Maybe
No.
their lungs. She is gaslighting them, which is a little toxic.
She's
but so are her stinks.
gaslighting them. G-A-S, gaslighting.
Literally gassy, stinking them out. But I'm just picturing her doing this 50-mile run, having a little toot every time she jogs.
You can't control that, camper. And I love that you're causing a scene. Just for your own little, I don't know, maniacal
thrill.
fun. Yeah, it's a thrill.
We love you, Smog Bottom. Scary stories around the campfire. Welcome back to Scary Stories Around the Campfire. This one is, well, it's not that gnarly. It's very interesting. Definitely embarrassing. So scary stories can be either embarrassing stories or actually spooky stories. And you can send those on in the same way you send everything else in. Here we go. Dear camp counselors, first of all, I want to say how much I adore you both. Thank you so much. We adore you. Wednesdays and Mondays are now my favorite days.
Yes.
Also, Jonathan is so super sexy. Love him. Love him. I added that part. Could you tell?
I could tell there was a tone change. And I said, this is him being creepy.
No, she just says she's grateful, but I'm like, I don't want to, blow smoke up on her.
So you
our
just
own
then
ass.
complimented yourself for
I
being
did.
sexy?
I did.
As you should, King.
Thank you. Okay, let me set the scene. I had been dating my boyfriend for 6 years. Fast forward to here's something that I noticed going through these emails. Does everybody say fast forward? I guess when you're telling a story, it's easy, but almost every single email where it took place over time, campers are like, fast forward to this, fast forward to this, fast forward to this. And I'm like, Sorry, we're just doing a lot of VCR talk here. Fast forward to today. We've been married for 8 years and we have 2 kiddos. When we visited my parents at their vacation home in Mexico. Okay, so I'm sorry. This was 6 years into the relationship. There was parentheticals. We traveled with his younger brother too, who has been my close friend since childhood. We visited yearly, and along with a few margarita hangovers and mild sunburn, I would often experience a day or two of tummy troubles. All part of the Mexican experience. However, this year, my symptoms were a little different. After my morning bathroom session, I checked to find what looks like teeny, skinny white worms.
No. Oh my God. Wait, from what? This is awful. This is like my worst nightmare.
I was absolutely horrified and immediately started Googling. To my dismay, images and WebMD articles talked about pinworms and other terrifying intestinal parasites flashed before my eyes.
Oh my God. Doing a WebMD finding worms in your poop. This is like, that actually would send me into a spiral.
Oh, no, it's spiraling. It all made sense now. New country, new food, new bacteria. I was infected. I needed help. I was normally super comfortable with my boyfriend, but I decided to confide instead with his brother, Jamie.
Why?
He felt like my own brother and was in the middle of studying to become a naturopathic doctor.
Oh my God, that's literally, what else can you do?
Jamie confirmed my worst fears. Sounds like worms to me.
Well, yeah, it's obviously worms, Jamie. We saw them. What kind of worms? A pin?
No, this couldn't be happening. Jamie reassured me that he had done some research and consulted the town pharmacist to see what medication was available.
Good. That sounds good.
You can buy any meds over the counter in Mexico. Antibiotics. Oh, did I say that weird?
Yeah, you did.
Antibiotic?
Oh my God, how do you say that word?
Antibiotics.
Antibiotics.
Yeah.
Antibiotics. Antibiotics. Antibiotics.
Wait, that's my drag name. Antibiotics.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, no. There was literally a Cabin 5 member who had their name I think it was Antibiotics. Yeah, because I remember putting it in the thing. That's fun.
On the credits?
Mm-hmm, on the credits.
Oh, that's fun.
Antibiotics.
Wait, what was it?
Antibiotics.
Okay, got it.
Steroids, Viagra. Okay. And most importantly for me, a tiny pill that would wipe your digestive system clean and destroy
wipe
all
her out.
worms. It's going to wipe her out.
Uh-huh.
I made Jamie pinky promise to keep the parasite situation between us. When he returned with the meds, he informed me that he had to tell his dad, who drove him to go to the pharmacy. His dad then told his mom, and mom, of course, told the boyfriend. So now it's like, well, now everybody knows, obviously.
It's not your fault. It's not like you were like eating poop.
No. And it's also you're 6 years into the relationship and like you're in Mexico and it is what it is. You know, you're in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
It was also revealed that the worms were extremely contagious.
How? What are they crawling on your butt into your boyfriend's butt? How are they contagious? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
All the bedding and towels in the house had to be washed and everything had to be disinfected.
Oh, so now it's a big thing. And now it's awful.
Everybody goes home and everybody has to go to the room and strip their bed. Everyone's worried that they're going to have it.
Yeah,
and in the back of your head, you think this is because of me, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows that I have worms.
What are you, a dog? Oh my God. Where did you get it from?
Scoop Marie.
This is Scoop Marie has had worms for years. We can't get rid of them. That's awful. We should I'm not saying that.
I took the pill first, and the rest of the family was waiting to see how I react before they followed suit.
True.
I was so embarrassed. Everyone was, of course, super kind and reassured me that it wasn't my fault.
It's not.
I still felt mortified. I had to drag them into such a shitty situation.
Truly.
Let's just say the miracle pill wasn't the most pleasant treatment plan, but it did what needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
That night, I woke up, shooting up out of bed. I had an epiphany. An aha moment in my sleep. I don't know how I didn't think of this before. I grab my boyfriend's arm and I call out, "The sprouts." It was the sprouts. "What are you talking about?" he asked, still half asleep. I quickly explained that they weren't worms in the toilet. They were alfalfa sprouts, a fancy topping on my morning bagel that I had at a bougie hipster brunch spot we had visited the day before. I was so relieved and slept like a baby until I realized I had to come clean with the rest of the family. The next morning, I sheepishly announced at breakfast, mind you.
Well, you gotta get it out. Well, let's not like drag it out because everyone's looking at her like she's the dirty worm girl. I would clear my name as fast. I would actually wake up, Mama, Papa, wake up, middle of the night. It was the Sprouts. Go back to bed because they probably can't sleep. Thinking they have worms in them.
Not the boorworms.
Not the boorworms.
Not the pinworms.
Not the Sprouts.
Okay, so everyone's at breakfast. Someone's biting into a bagel with Sprouts in it, and she's like, "By the way, you might be finding something really crazy in your poo ladle because it was a false alarm. I don't have worms. I just forgot I had eaten alfalfa sprouts." A friendly reminder not to jump to conclusions and lay off WebMD. Always remember to laugh at yourself. Lots of love. Signed, the camper screaming Sprouts in cabin 11.
I did not see that coming.
No, I didn't either.
What a
I
twist.
love that. I love alfalfa sprouts. I love Cole Sprouts. Great story. And I'm glad that it wasn't worms because I thought that was going somewhere.
Me too.
And then it wasn't.
What a great twist.
Yeah, what a great twist. It was a happy little ending. I love a sprout on a sandwich.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know if they're alfalfa sprouts, but Wegmans has a marbled sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And that Sprouts, $12.
Well, any sandwich that comes with Sprouts is not going to be cheap.
It's literally a chia pet.
I know, but it's of an upper echelon, babe. I can't explain it.
I got it. Well, that's our show.
What a happy little episode.
Yeah.
Hope you're feeling nourished from this little bite of trail mix.
Make sure you check the toilet for pinworms.
Yeah, and if you haven't yet, please rate and review our show 5 stars wherever you're listening to, and right into the podcast like we said before. We'll see you Wednesday, we'll see you Monday, we'll see you forever. And with that being said, lights out, campers.